I was live on TikTok, but I wasn't live on YouTube. So everybody out there, I'm on YouTube at youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor, and I'm also on TikTok at JKMALNE, and TikTok still seems to be running, so that's a good thing. So let's get back to it with the Spider. Here's the thing: the Spider is the world's largest ETF, and it is up. And it looks like it's going to retake that very, very important 50-day moving average line. It's at 334.65, up $5.92 today, which is very strong, basically almost 2% when this slide was taken. So very, very strong motion there. It looks as if we may be turning the corner on the correction. Now, we've had 3 strong days in a row, Thursday, Friday, and it looks like today is going to be strong too, so that we may have seen the bounce off to this 50-day line. Hopefully that's what's going to happen here. Hopefully that's what's going to happen. If that happens, then we're back in the business. Now, for full disclosure, I closed my shorts on the Spider this morning. I did lose some money on it. Ouch. But I opened a long on Tesla again. I had sold that earlier last week, and then I was kind of waiting for it to correct. I did move back into it, and I did sell a 440 call, a Friday 440 call. So that's kind of where but I still am fairly cautious in the market because you just don't know how it's going to go. Just wanted to show you the Qs. It looks like the Qs are back leading, which is great because they have moved above this 50-day line. That's what I was concerned about. This is the 1, 2, 3 day, third day that we're above that. Now, we may get a fall-through day tomorrow. I'm hoping we will. The volume is a little bit light today, so I don't think it really qualifies, obviously, as a fall-through day. But if we get a fall-through day and it moves from market under correction to basically a confirmed uptrend, that will be a good thing. So hopefully we can put September behind us. It seems like every year September just is always kind of crappy. I don't know why this is the case. It just seems to work this way. So it's very interesting how this works this way. Well, just to show you, I'm very underinvested right now. I'm mainly in cash, but I do have 3 positions. Oracle, which is down just a tad. It seems to be just hanging right out at that buy point. 60.50 is the buy point on that. And then I'm in Taiwan Semi. That's moving up nicely. I think that we'll see that move nicely up into the end of the year. I'm hoping it will. And then I'm in Tesla. So that's pretty much it. Boy, not a lot. Not a lot. So hopefully when this gets into a confirmed uptrend, then I will be moving more into a, stronger position with, just basically a stronger position. So let me give you a look-see at the small portfolio. This is something, by the way, that I do for everyone out there. It's super easy to get a look at the small portfolio. All you have to do is go to www.Dallas Trading Floor, and then there's a sign up on there on the bottom right-hand side, and we'll just send you out. It's totally free, of course. And so you can see this as we speak. So let's take a look at the small portfolio. This is how I'm trading right now. So you can see I'm mostly in cash. Wow, a lot of green, not a lot of other things. I have 1 position in Oracle, 1 position in Taiwan Semi, and 1 position in Tesla. So not a whole lot of action here. Basically, pretty lackluster. Hopefully this will turn and we will see it move north. But this is available if you want to see how I'm trading, and also, even more importantly, how the watch list is shaping up. I do have a watch list with buy points that I update here, so that you can see that, and kind of, if you're interested in trading along with me, you certainly can. So that's also kind of a cool thing to look at as well. So after all that ado, let's see if take some questions. What's your read on CSR and GoodRx? You know what? I don't know much about GoodRx, but let's look at CSR here just in a second. I'm trying to get up my there we go. Market Smith. Okay, great. And let's get CSR up here. Take me just a second. Kind of slow today. I had a nice weekend. I hope everyone else did. I kind of kind of took it easy and relaxed. So, CZR. It's finally getting oh, Caesars, nice. Nice. Let's take a look at the Caesars chart. I do think that in the reopening economy, obviously, gambling is going to be one of the first things that really sort of comes back, I think, because, people want to get out and do things. And so I do think that that's going to be one of the first things. It's looking really strong, actually. Wow. Look at this. It's right. It's in a profit-taking zone, but it's moving up this. It's really moving up nicely up the 21-day. Let me just check a look. Entry at this point is wow. This is a really, really good. I think. Let's look at the owners. Let's see. I just want to look at the checklist. It's a little bit light on the checklist. Only 5 out of 9. The biggest issue I could see here. This is a super duper chart. 96 relative strength. It's really good. The only thing is I don't know if I want to buy it this extended. I'd kind of like to see it pull back a little bit before I bought it, maybe to about 55. But this is good. The buy point on this bad boy is, and it's a first stage consolidation, which is excellent. It's 47.18. So let me just kind of put that out there. CZR, the buy point on this one is equal to, let me give you 47.18. So 47.18. There we go. So you can, bullet point. It would help if I spelled it right. There we go. Buy point. Buy point. There we go. Buy point. Okay, great. So here we go. This is the buy point on Caesars. This is a great chart, by the way. Thank you for this. Thank you for this info. I think this is a really, really good chart. I don't know about GoodRx because I just don't know the symbol on GoodRx. That's the issue. That's the only issue I have with that. So let me see if I can get a symbol for GoodRx. RX symbol. I've seen it out there. I just never really used it. But let's see. Oh, it's good. GOD. Interesting. Okay, so let's look at the chart for good. This must have been a fairly recent IPO. There's been a lot of good successful IPOs as of late because there's a lot of cash that needs. Oh, that's Goldstone Commercial. No, that's not the right one. So let's see if GOOD. No, that's the symbol. Definitely, that is the symbol. GOOD. Gladstone Commercial invested least industrial. Huh. Okay, is that right? I don't know if I have the right one. No, I don't have the right one. So I'll have to get you unfortunately, I have to get you the the symbol on that one. But CSR is looking really good. On the other one, if you could maybe text me the symbol on GoodRx, I could probably get that for you as well. Buy point on SHIL. Merger seems to have been approved. Okay. Well, these SPACs, I have to admit, I've been a little bit careful on these SPACs because I really don't understand them as much. But it looks as if this might be approved. So where would the buy point be? Let me give you a buy point on this one. There actually is a buy point. This is really interesting. There is a buy point at 34.67. So that is the buy point for SHLL. So I'll just put that out there. SHLL buy point is equal to 34.67. So that's pretty great. Interesting. I don't know a lot about the merger, and I'm not on the loop on that, but hopefully I get some more information on that because it does sound kind of interesting as a way to go. So there we go. Thoughts on the market direction as we have the second green day. This is interesting. We are coming up on Tesla earnings. I do think they'll be fairly good, actually. But the question is, how good are they going to be? I did go into Tesla today. I don't know, maybe I was a little bit too early. I was a little bit worried because, we are coming up on earnings. I definitely don't want to hold through earnings, and I sold a 440 call. But I do think, we may be seeing a turn tomorrow or maybe Wednesday in terms of green day. This is actually, if today ends on an uptick on a green. This will be the third green day in a row. So I think it's looking fairly decent in terms of that. So let's kind of look at the chart. This is the Tesla chart, by the way, for everyone out there, and this is the daily chart. So let's kind of look to see. This is the concern that I had initially. This is one of the reasons I was out, was because I had this big pullback. I got stopped out. So then I just came back in today, and it's retaken. And what's so important here is it has retaken not just the 21-day line, it's above the 21-day line, but the most important thing is it's retaken the 10-day line. And this 10-day line is extremely important. If it can hold this 10-day line, it's going north. It's going up. If it can hold the 10-day line, I don't know if it can. The volume is not as much as I'd like to see it. We're not at a complete full follow-through day yet. So it's. I mean, I went in tepidly. I didn't go in with all. I didn't back the truck up or anything, but I did go in and I bought about 100 of Tesla this morning, and then I sold a call. So, hopefully it'll work out. I think it probably will, because I do think the market direction seems to be changing. It's just so hard to tell on that. It's just so hard to tell. But it seems as if hopefully we'll only have a few more days of this market under correction. I know that sucks. I don't like it, because when we have this market under correction, you just have to go to cash and wait, and I don't like it. I'd rather be active trader, but I definitely did come in today. Tell me, okay, let's see, Apple. Okay, Apple is retaking strength. I was, anything above 109. I think is a good place to be in Apple, but I want to see the chart today. Yeah, it's retaken the 21-day line. That's excellent. I mean, I think that, maybe it's time to put on some Apple now, because this is again strong, because, this is what we're looking for. It had sunk below the 50-day line. It then retook that basically on Friday. It's retaken the 21-day line. This is very bullish. This is bullish on Apple. So, okay, man, Apple might be doing the right thing. It's at 114, nicely up today, 234. So 236. So this is a very good sign. This is a sign that maybe we had a pullback. This is a correction, and maybe going into the election we're going to be strong. I don't know. I'm hoping that's the case. I'm definitely hoping that's the case, and it definitely seems to look like that, based on this day. So, what do you know? What do you know? Should I sell ORCL? Well, let's look. The question is, ORCL, Oracle. Should you sell Oracle? I haven't sold Oracle. I don't think it's time to sell Oracle yet. I just don't think it's time to sell Oracle. I think it's time to be in Oracle, and here's why I think it's time to still be in Oracle. This little green line here is the 21-day exponential moving average, and that's at 58, and it's now at 59. So that's very good. Even though it pulled back a little bit today, it seems as if it's gaining some strength, and there is a pivot, of course, on Oracle at 60.50. So I don't see a reason to sell this one at this point. Now, will it zoom higher quickly? I don't know, but I don't think it's time to sell Oracle right now. I think you've got a pretty strong. I think it's looking fairly good right now. I think it's fairly good right now, depending on where you bought it, but it's looking fairly good. Costco or Wolverine, Baba or Shopify. What would be a good point? Well, let's look at cost first. Costco is the gift that keeps on giving. I didn't come to Costco early enough, but it has been a terrific stock. The buy point on this one is it's not the greatest buy point. There's really, on this one, you're going to have to go for an alternative buy point, and the alternative buy point on this one is basically 342 is the alternative buy point. Well, I have to get rid of the caller. I should have put on my do not disturb there. That's one of those robocalls, so I didn't put on my thing. But no, I think that's pretty good for there. Let's look at instead of Costco, let's look at Shopify. Now Shopify has been off a little bit. Shopify has been off a little bit, but let's see if I can get you a good. Yeah, it's moving above the 21-day. That's a good sign. It's still a little bit below the 50, which is not the greatest. So, but it does look like it's gaining strength. Is there a good buy point on this one? Again, this can't really be bought on a proper on a proper format of a form, because the last time it had a cup, which is a formation, was way back in April 10th, and when it basically was in a much lower point, about 593. Currently, it's 968. But if you did buy this, I would like to see it. I would like to see it buy. I would like to see it if Shopify moves beyond 994 on decent volume, then I believe it's buyable. I really do. I believe it's buyable. But until then, it's tough, because the only place you can buy this is at the 50-day moving average, and that's at 994. So that kind of hopefully that helps somewhat on those. Again, I think the market is moving back, kind of to a better situation. And because we do have, if today is an up day, then we hopefully will have, it'll once again be on the mend. So it's looking like we may have a fall through day, maybe by Wednesday, or maybe tomorrow, but maybe by Thursday we'll have a fall through day. If it changed direction back to uptrend, then that would be a very, very good thing for it to happen. Okay, so what about Workhorse? Workhorse has WKHS. Take a look at Workhorse Group. The thing with Workhorse is it looks like we had a buy point on Workhorse basically at this 2290 level here. We're definitely, we're just north of a pivot. Right now it's a little bit extended, but if you're willing to take a little bit of risk, you could buy it above 2409. 2409 on Workhorse is basically the top of the buy zone. So if you were to buy it here at 28, you'd be extended $4 above the buy zone. So the real buy zone here is about from 2290 up to about 2410. In that range, it's a buy zone. Now you could buy this extended. It is a little bit risky to do that, but the volume looks good and the relative strength is excellent. So, that might be one of the things you consider. I would want to buy it a little bit lower though than that. I'd like to be in the buy zone before I bought it. But it is definitely good. Definitely at this level, it's pretty good. DKNS, DraftKings, a great stock and doing extremely well. DraftKings may be the one you want to look at. I need probably to start accumulating a position in here because it's just outperformed everything. The buy point on this is 44.79. I'm currently not in DraftKings right now, but I do think that this has some real potential. I think DraftKings could be, it's not going to be the next Tesla, but it's going to be. This is probably, this is potentially by the end of the year, an $80 stock. So, it just seems to be really doing well. So let's kind of look at some buying criteria on DraftKings. It's a little bit high at this level. I really don't like to buy them this high, but it's 7 out of 9. It's in a great area. It's got a lot going for it. Unfortunately, it's in a profit-taking zone. It's out of that. I'd like to see it pull back a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna. I mean, it's up $3.46 today. So I really like DraftKings. There's really no place to buy it. Unfortunately, there's no technical place to buy it, but it seems to run right up this 10-day moving average. So if I were to buy it now, I would want to buy it at no higher than 52. It's at 56.67, but I definitely think it's a buy on the 10-day line. It's a buy on the 10-day line. Now, will it pull back to 54? I don't know, but if it does, I think you might want to buy it. You might want to buy this one. Now, this is very speculative. I mean, this is not. You don't want to go in with a full position, just maybe a half position on this one. But I really like this at about at about 54, I think that's kind of where you want to go. That's the 10-day line, and I do think it's buyable at the 10-day line based on the strength of the stock. So there you go. What do you think about Amazon due fourth quarter earnings? It's hard to say, coming up, but let's see what the experts say for Amazon. Let me just kind of see what the rumors are for Amazon on the earnings. So, I think Amazon's earnings are likely to be excellent. So let's look at okay. So the upcoming. So let's kind of look at kind of where Amazon's at now. Obviously, last quarter was tremendous. I mean, the March 31st was tremendous. Now it was up. June was just phenomenal. I mean, it was phenomenal. It was up. The earnings were up 40%, which is incredible considering their size. I just think it's going to be very good. It's likely to be very, very good. It's likely to be, probably up at least 10%, maybe even more. So I just think that we might see some really good numbers on this. Now, is it a buy at this level? Well, I don't know, but I think you could probably make a case for buying it at the. I think you could possibly make a case for buying it at the 50-day line. I think you could for buying Amazon at the 50-day line, and we're right about there right now, about 31.70. So it looks like it's shaken off. Now I wouldn't want to buy this unless we were in a confirmed uptrend. We're not in a confirmed uptrend right now. We are still not in a confirmed uptrend. I kind of want to show you the front page of the Investor Business Daily because I think that's really important to kind of gauge sort of where we're at. We're still in correction. Market is still in correction there. So, we have had some good follow through days. The market is up almost 2% today, but still, I just don't think it's necessarily time for. I think I'd be a little bit more careful buying Amazon, but it looks like it's going to have a very strong quarter. It just does. I mean, basically from what I'm seeing. So, just a very strong quarter. Can you please display the positions again? Absolutely, I sure can. Sorry you didn't get to see that. This is what I call my small portfolio, and basically what this is this is a portfolio that started out with about $5,000, and I've been trading it, and it kind of gives you an idea of sort of where we're at and what I've got currently in it. Now, last month, boy, I didn't do that great, but this month, basically, I just added a Tesla position here. It's just up just slightly, not a lot. I just entered it today. It's just up very slightly. Mostly cash, Taiwan Semi, and Oracle. That's all I've got right now. So, as hopefully as we move from a market correction to a confirmed uptrend, I'm going to be filling this out. If you'll notice, this is like a pizza, and basically there are 8 positions, basically like slices of pizza. So I have 3 positions filled, and I need 3, and I need 5 more. So that's sort of how it works out. But that's currently where I'm at. It gives you, the one that's kind of been lagging here, to be honest with you, is Taiwan Semi. I just have not, it doesn't seem to have moved as well as I would have liked it. It's moving up a little bit today, but it's still down. So I'm going to be doing not much with it. Now on, we're up on Oracle. That's on the TikTok news, and I think I just entered Tesla today. I think it's going to move, hopefully, up to about that 440 mark. That's where I'm kind of thinking that Tesla is going to be moving. Hopefully, in the next few days, if we move from if the market moves from under correction from correction to upward again. Any thoughts on Tesla? Would you buy? What would be the right buy point? Well, Tesla's a little bit tough because it just seems, I've been buying it when I consider not on the optimal buy points for Tesla, but I just kind of want to show you why I bought it today. And, this is something that you can consider as well. The reason I bought Tesla today, if you can see this, and it's kind of hard to see, I'd like to blow this up more. I've got to figure out how to get this larger, but basically, The situation is, if you can see it on here, it's pulled up to what they call the 10-day moving average. The 10-day moving average is an extremely important line, and the reason is because it shows, if it's at the 10-day, then it means that there is money moving into here, in here, accelerating. Now it's currently at 421, right in that range. It's up a little bit today. It's about $13 up today, since this morning. But I do believe that this is not a bad place to be buying it, because it's at the 10-day line. Now, it had pulled back all the way below the 50-day, and I was out of it. I was stopped out because I don't want to, when it starts going down like that, when it starts moving, it can sometimes fall through the 50-day and then all the way down to the 200. But it looks as if we have pulled back up and we're right at the 10-day. The 10-day is a very good line. If you can be on that 10-day line or close to above that 10-day line, that means typically that it's moving in the right direction. So that's why I did buy this morning Tesla. I bought 100 shares of Tesla this morning. So let's see. Will you comment on WKS having support at 22? Oh, well, thank you, man. About 22. I bought it at 24 and sold it at 27. Thank you, man. Thank you for that. By the way, thank you for that on Workhorse, for that comment. I really appreciate any time that somebody has had success with, some of the stuff that I'm saying. I definitely think on Workhorse there is some support at 24. And I think you could make a little bit of money there. Just, I think it's going to pull back to 24. I think you're going to find some support there. But thank you so much for that comment. Oh, by the way, if you could, I could ask a favor, if you could go to YouTube at youtube.com/DallasTradingFloor, and if you could give me a like there, that would be really great. It actually helps me out. What do you think about Apple and Amazon? I think that they definitely will. I'm going to get into that a little bit more. Oh, did you say? Oh, you sold it for? Yes, I did. I did. I sold I bought this morning, and I sold a covered call for Friday expiration. That's October 2nd, a 440 covered call for Tesla. So that's how I did it. I'm still a little bit leery about going, fully into the market, just because, they did have this correction, but I do think we're getting some strength, and I think we're coming back. So sort of as a first move, I went in and I went ahead and did a covered call on Tesla for Friday, basically at the 440 level. So hopefully that will work out. That will work out as well. When will Tesla hit 470? Well, that's a good question. I do think we're going to get back to 470, but I don't think it's going to be probably until after October. I think we're going to probably be after October before that's going to happen on Tesla. It's just really a guess on my part, but looking at the trend lines, and that's the real way to tell, is we basically have a trend here. This is sort of an anomaly. It went lower, and so let me look and see if I can put a trend line up for you, which I think is going to go from about there on up. So let's kind of look here. I do think that we have the potential of this trend on Tesla. So that's why I'm saying I don't see it being really to about 470 until the end of October. That's kind of what I'm looking at here in terms of this trend, if we indeed do this trend. So let me just see if there's another slope here, if I can run another slope, because I'm taking out the bottom, because I don't think that is as likely based on the fact that it pulled above that. So I think we're going to be about 470 on Tesla by the end of October. That's kind of what I'm looking at in terms of that. So let me see if I can give you the annotated. I've been drawing, and as you can see, these are the little red lines that I put in here. But I do believe that probably by the end of October is when, about Halloween, I think we're probably going to see Tesla at about 470. That's what I'm looking at. And I definitely think by the end of the year, we should be at 500. So, if things hold, if things hold, there's the election, which is throwing a monkey wrench into this. But I do think that, overall Tesla is, chugging right along. Now, Tesla is a very, very volatile stock. I mean, it pulls, 50 points in a day, no problem. But I do think that we are headed higher on that. I just do. Okay, good time to buy HWM. Let's look at HWM. See if I can give you a idea on the aerospace. This is a watch list stock. I wouldn't buy this right at this moment. And here's the reason. Here's my thinking on it. It's getting strength, which is excellent. It's excellent that it's a worldwide manner of bauxite. Here's the thing: we're not fully enough recovered. The biggest problem with this stock, and it's not a technical problem, because it is gaining strength. But the problem is the demand. The demand for aircraft right now is not good because of the COVID thing. So I would watch this one. I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy it. But interesting thought. But that is my point on that. I don't think it's good enough to buy right now, but I definitely would watch list this. Netflix, a great stock. I have done very well on Netflix. NLFX. There we go. Is that right? Yeah, Netflix. There we go. Oh, NFLX. Is that right? There, Netflix. There we go. Netflix. Just like everything else, it seems to be coming back to the 40-day line, which is good. It's definitely at the 21-day. So I'd like to see this retake the 40 before I would necessarily buy. This is definitely watch list. We don't have enough volume right now. The earnings are looking pretty good, but the problem, what I still don't like about this, is that I don't like the fact that the 10 and the 21-day are still below the 50-day moving average. So it looks like it's gaining speed. It does look like it's potentially consolidating here for a movement higher over 500. But a tough one to gauge right now. I don't know. It's a little bit. I want to see a little bit better setup before I would buy it. But it's a good stock. I just think I don't want to go into it right now. I'd like to see a little bit better setup on it before that happens. So, is there a Tesla buy point? Okay, I think I'm over that. Okay, so what's the next item? Is the correction done? Well, technically the correction is not done. But I do think that we're going to see a follow-through day, probably either Wednesday or Thursday. So I do think that's a very good question. And as soon as there's a follow-through day, I will put it up on the site. Absolutely. What is this buy point on Zoom? Now, Zoom had a very big unwind here. I think it was a short you had to unwind, but it's moved right back up. Now I kind of want to show you the chart, because this is very instructive about how sometimes really hot stocks run. This had this blow off top here, and it ended up peaking at 478. Well, that was essentially a short squeeze, but this pattern where it has this boom, this short squeeze, and then it moves down, and then it moves right down to the 10-day lines. This is still moving up very, very, very strongly. So I definitely think it is buyable at the 10-day line, but I would set my stops very tight on this. I'd like to see it pull back before I bought it to about 454. You may not be able to buy it that cheap though, but it looks like it has support on the 10-day line. So that is a good thing. There was fair amount of selling today though. It was down $8, so you got to be careful. I want to see it get support at this 10-day line, and the 10-day line, I'd like to see it pull back to about 455 before I bought it. I'd like to see it pull back to 455 and then reverse. And I think that then you might be okay with Zoom. The problem with Zoom is it's moved up very fast. And these things, unfortunately, they can't defy gravity, so they typically will pull back. It's still a great stock, but be very careful with Zoom. It is not going to be easy to buy at this level. I see many trading businesses using VWAP. Do you use VWAP and what's okay? Actually, no. What I do is I use a system called CanSlim, which is used by most of the top traders in the world, and it's available. It was invented by William O'Neill, who founded the Investor Business Daily, and it. Let's see. Sheets. Wait a minute. I just want to show you just to show you what the book looks like, so that you can see how I trade, and how I think is really the best way to look at that. If you go to Dallas Trading Floor website, and this is what it looks like here, the Dallas Trading Floor website, and you go over here to the Learn to Trade bookshelf here, just click on that, and it'll take you over to the bookshelf. And these are the books I recommend when you're starting out. I think this one with the green cover, How to Make Money in Stocks, A Winning System, Good Times or Bad, by William O'Neill, I don't think you can do much better than that. Now, if you don't want to totally get into that, you want something that's a little bit easier to read maybe, take a look at this one, How to Make Money in Stocks, Getting Started. Essentially, it's the same thing as How to Make Money in Stocks, Winning System, Good Times or Bad, by William O'Neill, but it's sort of an action-oriented, with checklists and everything. It's great for getting started. By the way, these are both available on the Dallas Trading Floor website. And by the way, if you're on TikTok and you miss any of the shows, they are available over here on the website. I'm kind of showing that everybody on the website on the YouTube tab. I have a YouTube tab on the website that has the old shows that will be, that are archived right basically after they're aired. So if you want to see anything that I've said, zoom, and move through it, they're available on the website. And the website is www.dallastradingfloor.com. And by the way, if you want to sign up for free trade alerts, and these are trading alerts. These are trading ideas as I'm trading them, and I send them out. Sometimes I don't send one out in a week. Sometimes I send 3 or 4 out in a week. Just depends on kind of what's happening. But that's available. All you have to do is go to www.dallastradingfloor and put in your information, and you will be on the list, and it's totally free. And just so that you can see kind of where to go on the website. The website kind of looks like this, and all you need is your first and last name, and then the email address, and then hit the subscribe button, and you're good to go. And if you're on TikTok, all you do is go to my profile, hit the link, and you'll be taken directly to the sign-up page for the Action Trade Alerts. And of course, they're free. Let's see. Do you think Apple? Okay. Let's see. Think around. Oh, okay. There should be an uptrend. Yeah, I think so. I agree with this. Good. I think there is going to be an uptrend towards the end of the year. Typically, that's kind of what happens in most years. But this hasn't been a normal year because of the COVID thing and everything like that, and the pump of the the Fed. It's been a kind of a very, very mixed year. But I do think going into October, we're going to start to see some strength, and usually into the end of the year is strong. And so now that we made it through this, hopefully we'll retake the level. We'll retake the we'll retake. We won't be in a correction, and we'll be in an uptrend again. So that's my hope, anyways. And that's typically beared out as it usually is. Usually into December, it usually is pretty strong for the market. So, all right. So let's see. What price is Microsoft? What's the buy point on Microsoft? Good question. Microsoft is sort of your go-to stock. It's always good. It's the only thing is you just got to buy it right and sell it when the market says to. But it looks as if we've taken, very nice. We've retaken the 50-day. That's a very important line. This is the red line here. And I do think that, it looks as if the 21 day is moving up. This is a good sign. It still doesn't have enough volume for my liking, but I do think we can buy it above that 21-day line. I think we can buy it at, I think we can buy it at 2. I think we can buy it right here at about 209. I don't think this is a bad place to buy it. I think this is a good place to buy it. Now, when I sold it, before this last downturn, I sold my positions out in Microsoft right at about 209. But I'm ready to get back in. This is a long-term hold for me, so I'm looking possibly to get back in. But it looks like it's retaken the 50-day. So yeah, I mean 208, 209. This is a good place to be entering. Even though necessarily it doesn't have the greatest chart pattern, this is Microsoft, and it typically will trade right to the 50-day line. So as long as it can hold the 50-day line, that's this red line here, I don't have any real reservations at buying at this level. I think that's a good level for Microsoft, especially now that we're coming into the end of the year. And I think they'll do fairly well, or very well, at the end of the year. So that's kind of my buy point on Microsoft. It's not a really great buy point. It's not based on a chart pattern with cup and handle cup or anything like that. Unfortunately, I'd like to see that, but it's based on the pullback to the 50-day line. I think you're pretty safe at that level for a buy point. So bought Tesla all in at 390. Wow, good for you, man. Mega how-to man. You are on it. You're going to do very well on that. You're going to do very well on that. You know, it moved up kind of fast on me this morning. I wanted to get in there, but anytime, basically the magical levels seems like on Tesla, at least for me, seem to be from about 400 on up to about 450. And why? Because, well, remember, it made its high pre-split at about 2200. Basically 21 to 2200 is where it made its high. So if you divide that by 5, that kind of gives you this level, this range from about 400 on up to approximately 450 or so, 440 really. And so this is a really good place to be buying it. And I think that's, you pat yourself on the back, man. It's pretty damn good. You did well. You did well in that. No growth. Well, you don't have to necessarily have growth. You just have to buy something that somebody wants more than you do. Buy FNGU. Let's look at FNGU right now. FNGU. Thanks, man. You've got some good stuff here. I really like your stuff. Okay, this is exchange traded notes. Oh, okay. So this is the FANG. Okay, so this is the 3X FANG notes. Interesting. 181. So let's look at this. This is very higher level. This is more of it for a day trader, but they had something like, I don't know if you remember the TVIX. It was kind of like this, but this is pulled above the 21-day line. So yeah, I mean you could definitely make some doge on this one. And this is the with the FANG index. So very interesting. Thank you for that. FNGU symbol on that one. So take another question here. What do you think about space? I love space. Virgin Galactic, that for everybody out there. I haven't bought it since the blow off top. I sold it at the blow off top, but it got an upgrade, by the way. So it's been moving very, very nicely. So let's take a look. I mean, this one could be a winner chicken dinner. I mean, look at the action on this. I want to see what's going to happen tomorrow, but I think you could buy it at this level. Now, will it get to 42? I doubt it, but we are getting close. We are getting close to viability on this. It's at an 82. So I mean, it's speculative. It's only 5 out of 9. But if you wanted to take a little risk here, it's above the 50-day. I really like that. Now, the 21-day is below that, so that's not so hot. But I kind of like this, actually. It looks like it's changing direction. I don't know. I think you might want to be in this until earnings. Earnings are on November 12th. So, this might be a really nice short play. Buy it here, hold it into earnings, and then sell it before earnings. What about that? I think that might be really good. I did this last time on the earnings before, back in February, and it did well. Now I haven't been in it since, but that it did well for me. So that might be something that would work. So I like that one. I actually do. Amazon into holidays. I think it's going to be good. Mr. Malone. Oh, okay. We'll see. What is the Tesla new support line? Thank you for that. On Tesla, let's look at the support line. The thing when you're trading a stock like Tesla, because it doesn't really have, the last time it had a real base pattern was way back, basically at 361 that last year. It's really tough. So I'm looking at the 21-day line as sort of the line that you want to buy it on. Okay, so let me give you that. Now it pulled up but to the 10-day line, and I think that's really good. If it stays above the 10-day line, it's going to be really good. But I definitely think it's viable at the 21-day line, and that's 407. That's sort of where it closed on Friday, and then it opened at the 10-day line at 421. Now here's the thing. Let me see. Is it in? It should be. Yeah. Okay. So it's 6 out of 9. That's very good. It's is it within 15 days? Okay. It's just barely off the high. It's just barely off the high. So I do think it's viable on the 10-day line. And that's where I bought it this morning. So, I'm trying to eat my own dog food. The 10-day line is 422. It's 421. I do think it's viable at this point. I do think Tesla is viable at this level. And I think it will move up. I'm saying that probably by the end of October, hopefully it'll be at about 470. That's where I'm kind of looking at it to be for, for Tesla. So, news on Qualcomm. Another great stock, especially because of the 5G stuff. So let's look at Qualcomm. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Yeah. It's in the profit. Unfortunately, it's in a profit-taking zone, but it's been very strong. It's been very strong. Relative strength of 90. It's well above the 50-day line. It's at, it's basically above the 10-day and the 21-day. So that's very, very good. Let me just kind of look at the breakdown on this. Not quite. It's 6 out of 9. I'd like to see a little bit better than that. Unfortunately, I don't know if you could, where I would buy this one, if I was going to buy it, and I'm not in it, would be at about 113. That's where I'd be in. It's about 113. So we're a bit extended above that. We're at 118. I would like to see a pullback to the 21-day line. I would consider buying it at the 21-day line, but I wouldn't consider buying it just at this moment because I think it's a little bit too high. I think it's a little bit extended. It's a little bit dangerous. It could pull back. So that's where I'd be looking to buy it, would be at the 21-day line, about 113 on Qualcomm. Thoughts on LGA and the pending merger? Okay, I don't know what the pending merger on that one is. LGA. Oops, is that right? Did I get that right? Oh, LCA. I'm sorry. LCA. Let's look at that one. Yeah, okay. Wow, this is just all over the place. Okay, we're almost at the buy point on this one, interestingly enough. The buy point on this one basically is right here at about 1525. So, gosh, it's just basically 1% above the pivot in 25 days. Okay, Blackjack Company formed. Gosh, I just don't know enough about this one, to be honest. But it's right at the pivot. It's actually the buy point on this one is 1525. So I don't know if I would buy it because I just don't know what they're investing in. But the pivot on this is 1525. So there you go. There you go on that one. Just buy FNGU 3x. That's not a bad idea, really. I kind of like that idea. I'm gonna look at that one. Buy points on MELI. Let's look at MELI right now. MELI. See if I can give you anything. MercadoLibre. Okay. Okay. Yeah. This. All right. Okay. It's pulled. Interesting. It's a pretty expensive stock, but it's definitely, that's resistance. Resistance on this is 1270. It's between resistance. It's right in the middle of the trading range. I really wouldn't. I don't know if I would buy it at this level. I mean, this is a tremendous stock, but I wouldn't buy it at this level. I want to see it make a new high. At 1270. I want to see it make a new high at 1270. But it's looking very strong. 7 out of 9. That's very, very good. It's Yeah, and earnings per share is a little bit low, but other than that, this is very, very strong. 59% funds. I would put this on the watch list, MercadoLibre. I put this on the watch list. I just can't find a good buy point for it, but it's a strong stock. There's no question about it. Strong. When will Tesla hit 4? I think about the end of October. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking for 110. Structure looks good. Only thing that's right below 20. Yeah, exactly. This is. I think this is on Apple. I think I agree with you. Your thoughts on space? I kind of like space, actually. Believe it or not, I kind of like space at the $20 level. I kind of like it at the $20 level. That's kind of where I'm interested in. Shopify is full of scammers. That's true, actually. That's actually true. Unfortunately, TikTok deal is huge. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that. I have thousands of followers on TikTok. Thank you, everyone that's watching me on TikTok. It's a tremendous platform, and I hope it will continue. But just in case, for anybody that's looking at me on TikTok, if you could please, and this really helps me a lot, if you could jump on over to YouTube at youtube.com/DallasTradingFloor and subscribe, that would really be helpful for me. Really, really helpful. In case TikTok goes away. I don't know. I don't think it's going to, but I'm hoping that it won't, obviously. But if it does, or it has some issues, I'm always broadcasting on YouTube. So that is a place that you can see it, and I really appreciate that. Piedmont Lithium, PLL. Wow, look at this chart. Unbelievable. This is sort of, your penny stock that became much more. I really can't say on this one. The buy point on this one was $9.19, and it's now $37. So, boy, it just shows you that buy points work, don't they? Unbelievable. I don't know what's happening with PLL, and I don't know what the volume is, but very interesting, very interesting. And apparently they produce in North Carolina, they produce lithium. So I don't know a whole lot about this stock, really, but it's very interesting in the way it moved up so quickly. So who knows? Who knows? Everybody thinks that with the coming battery cars, that's going to be a big thing, and I tend to agree. I tend to agree with that. Qualcomm buy point. Let's see if I can give you a buy point on Qualcomm. A real buy point is not just a pullback. There's primary buy points and then there's secondary ones. I've been trying to give you primaries because those are the best. The last primary buy point, you're not going to like this, on a first stage cup with handle base is 92.14, but it's trading for 118.47. So the question is, do you want to buy it above its base? Do you want to buy it above its base? Now, typically, when you buy it above its base, you want to buy it in the buy zone. That would be from basically about 92.14 on up to, let's see if I can give you that, to about 96. But this is beyond 96. The question is, then, do you want to take a little bit more risk and buy it on the pullback to the 21-day line? And I think that might not be a bad idea with Qualcomm. The 21-day line is 113, and it's trading for 118 right now. So potentially, if it pulled back and it bounced off that 21-day line, that would be how to buy it. Now, here it's a little bit different buying off the 21-day line or the 50-day line than it is off of a cup with handle or a regular base. And that is, when you do that, you have to watch it a little bit more. You have to watch it pull back to the line, bounce, and then you buy it on the rebound. You buy it on the rebound. So that's how you do it. It takes a little bit more. It's a little bit more discipline to get it at that level. But that's where I'd be at about 113 on Qualcomm. So if you wanted to buy that, but it's not a proper buy point. That's one thing. It's a pullback to the 21-day. It's a sort of a secondary buy point on that. So yeah. Okay. What about just bought Amazon at 2,900? Wow. AMZN. I think on Amazon I'd be more wanting to do some spreads rather than the actual underlying stock. I think you might be able to get a better move with that. There is. Okay, 2,900. Okay, that's not a bad place. You bought it right at the 21-day line. That's not a bad place to buy it. You bought it at 2,900. Wow, that's really good. Yeah, if you bought it there, that's terrific. I probably would have not been that brave, and I would have waited until it retook the 21-day line at about 31.27. So you could buy it at this level. I don't know if I would. I think I would probably do a spread on this one, and I'm going to see if I can come up with a good spread, because I do think that Amazon's going to do well into the end of the year. So I do think they're going to do well. Why don't you use the fundamentals on Amazon? Well, the reason I don't use fundamentals, and that's a good question. The reason I don't use fundamentals is because if you were totally using fundamentals, you probably wouldn't buy it at these levels. You wouldn't buy it at, you just wouldn't buy it at these levels, because the forward earnings on Amazon is just, it's a lot. It's a lot. So if you just use fundamentals, you really can't buy Amazon. That's why I'm totally buying it on a technical basis, because I do think that Amazon is, in the future, I think Amazon's going to even be bigger. They're a tremendous stock. But if you bought Amazon on the fundamentals, you couldn't buy it anywhere near this price level of 31, because the earnings multiple is just way too high. So see, the price earnings multiple on Amazon is 119, which is a lot. And so if you bought it on fundamentals, you couldn't buy it for anything near that. That you would have to buy this for much, much less. You would have to divide this basically by 5 in order to get, you might be able to buy this on the fundamentals, if it was a 20 to 1 or so, 25 PE, at about $600 to $700, but it's trading for $31.74. So to buy this on fundamentals, you just can't do it. That's why I don't buy it on fundamentals. I buy it, but I buy it on technicals, and that's why. So I do think that it's figuring in the future. That's the reason. Thoughts on Apple at 114 October iPhone reveal? I think that's not bad. I think that Apple has pulled back now. It's split, of course, 4 to 1. And where it's split almost at 500. So I think at 114 it's a pretty good buy. Especially coming into the reveal. And I think that I don't think I would sell on the day of the reveal. I think I would sell the day before. I like to do that. Buy something, hold it into the announcement, but right before the announcement, sell it. And I think that might work very, very well in this case, because I definitely think it is buyable. Apple is buyable at pullback to the 21-day line, and the 21-day line is 113.41. So at 114, we're right in there. So this is a place you could buy Apple into the reveal. So I think that's a very good point that you make. I really do. I do think that's good. Looks like a double bottom on Tesla. Interesting. That's interesting. I didn't see that. But let me see if I see that. If it is, folks, if it's a double bottom on Tesla, then it's going to be it's a good time to buy it. Because, as you well know, double bottoms are, that's a kind of pattern that you want to look for, because that usually shows, oh yeah, sure, yeah, I think you have a point there. I think that might be a double bottom. Wow, if that is true, then we are going higher on Tesla. So yeah, we should be about 470 by the end of the month, by the end of October. So that's a good point. And I just want to show you what Mega How To Man is talking about. 1-2 double bottom right on that, almost on that 50-day line. So that makes sense to me. Yeah. So that's interesting. Good pickup. I thank you for bringing that to my attention. Definitely good. Zoom on the pullback. Well, as you know, I like to buy stuff on the pullback. So I'm a big fan of that way of buying. And let's look at Zoom to see if it's pulled back. Yeah, I mean, I think if it pulls a little bit closer to that, to that 10-day line, I think it's a buy. Now, I have the 10-day line up here. This is this little kind of hairline, pink line, and as you can see, it's pulled back. So, I would like to see it pull back, and I don't know if it'll pull back this far, to 457. If it pulls back another $30, and I don't know if it will, I'd be a buyer with this. I'd be a buyer on this one. I want to see it pull back to the 10-day line though. That's really where I want to see it. But you may not be able to do it. Zoom looks like it is corrected and it may move higher. It had a blow off top, and now it is moving forward. So interesting stuff. Any concern about the gap between 407 415? That's a good question on let me look at that. That's a good point. I'm not as concerned about this because I'm really not as concerned about this because it's both. I'm not as concerned. I think that it's going to pull above the 10-day moving average, and that is right about where it is today. So I do think, 121. I don't think so. I think it's going to move higher from here. That's at least the way I'm looking at it. Now, I've been wrong on this before, but I do think in the short term it's going to move higher based on that 10-day line. Update on TSX. Sorry about that. I did. I didn't. I had a week. I didn't think about a lot. That was for sure. On the Toronto Exchange, the Toronto Exchange is interesting. The problem with the Toronto Exchange is that it does have a lot of very thin stocks on it, so you got to be super careful on it. It's not like the Nasdaq. Hello, sir. CAL judge ruled something today about Apple, and Fortnite. Okay, I'll find out. I don't know about that ruling on Fortnite. Hello, sir. How do I see a buy? How do I see a buy by me? What kind of services do I need to subscribe? Well, here's what I do. You can do it. You can do it basically by, if you want to do it manually, and this is really how you should learn it, at least the way I think you should learn it, is that first of all you need to kind of understand kind of what we're talking about here when we're talking about this thing called a buy point. So we kind of have to know what that is first. So I'm going to show you a book that I think might help and kind of show you what you kind of need to start looking at. Did I put that right there? Dallas. There we go. I'm just going to, there we go. And I'm going to show you, this is the Dallas Trading Floor website, www.Dallas Trading Floor. And there's a little thing called Learn to Trade Bookshelf. And you just click on over there. And this shows you kind of what the book looks like. This is the book I think you should look at first. It's How to Trade, how to Make Money in Stocks, A Winning System, Good Times or Bad by William O'Neill. Now, you don't have to get it through my website, though I would appreciate it if you did. But this will show you exactly how you calculate the buy points. So it's very helpful. I do have software that shows some of the buy points, but that's the way you really need to learn kind of what the buy points are first of all, and then it becomes a lot easier and more straightforward. Well, I have wasted another hour of your time. I really appreciate everyone dropping by and taking a look. If you'd like to get on the free trade alerts, super duper easy to do. All you have to do is go to Dallas Trading Floor. Or if you like and you want to see the past episodes of Dallas Trading Floor, and you're on and you're on TikTok, www.youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor, and there you go. So please subscribe and like to me if you're on there. And if you'd like to get the trade alerts, super easy. Just go to www.Dallas Trading Floor and sign up for those. They're all free. So I will see you tomorrow. Oh, wait a minute. I got one more comment. I want to make sure I get as many people as I can today. Try to skip anyone. Your thoughts on Sunrun? Thanks. Okay, well, let's look at Sunrun. Just the last one here. Sunrun is it Sun? On Sunrun. Let's see. Good day. Okay. Sunrun. So it's Run. Okay, Run is the symbol for Sunrun. RUN. Let's look at Run. Sunrun. That's amazingly good. Amazingly good chart. Interesting. And of course they do. Okay, just solar energy systems residential in 29 states. Um, I'd be a little bit concerned about this one. It does have a 99 rating, though. That's really good. So somebody's buying this. It's got 6 out of 8 buying criteria, so that's not too bad. Let me see who the owners are. There actually is a small cap fund in here. They own 1.32%. Huh. Let's see if there's any news. Pays away from market sell-off. Huh. I don't know. I don't know if oh, industry rank #1. Well, there you go. Yeah, this is the number one. Yeah, this is the #1 rank right now. So could I buy this? Well, I would possibly consider buying it on the pullback to the 10-day. That is 62. So yeah, 62 is the number on that one. Well, great. I thank you all for coming by today, and I'll be back on tomorrow at the same time at 2:30 on Dallas Trading Floor. So I'll see you then.